Half a like again, and hello, it's Fo, and welcome back to Turbine City. Last time we were a bit left off, we started expanding into our new areas, where we'd unlocked all 5 tiles in a row. We're going to expand sort of all at the same time, outwards and downwards towards the ocean. So I'm hoping we can get this area filled out. The Sarah trail is leveled up to level 3. That means we can place these extra assets. Try and take it all the way up to level 5 hopefully. Then we won't have to worry about any of the Park Life DLC stuff. That'll be all placed once we've completed Sarah Trail. We've got plenty of space to work with, so we're not trying to cram everything in, especially with it being a sort of nature reserve. I think we do need some open space on the trails, as it were. Get some of these sort of fire pits in, little meeting places where people would come and sit around the fire and tell ghost stories and play acoustic guitar, that sort of thing. We've got these towers that come in a couple of different sizes. If the viewing platforms aren't tall enough for you, you can go up these towers and get a better view of things. We want to try and place them up on the top of the hills, or certainly elevated from the base level. Try and get some height on them for the people who come and visit. If they're going to see beyond the trees, but I'm sure it'll be a nice view. These bigger sort of pre-made camping sites, get a few of these in. We'll try and get them again elevated up a little bit along our trails, and they'll follow the terrain of the trail, so you should get them all at different heights. They don't fit very well on the inside of curves. They fit better along the outside, but if it's nice in here along this straight path, so get it in there. Leave some space and come back with our later assets when it levels up again. I'm going to keep focusing on this little neighbourhood here. Hopefully we're going to get this filled up sooner rather than later. Work our way further towards our 500,000 target. We can pop in some roads for them. Get some more small roads. That way we can just go ahead and start zoning when we need to. Fill up these gaps quite nicely. Use pretty much all of the space. Even in these gaps here we can get roads across and better use the space. And again, we'll go in a minute and turn off all the traffic lights and do all that business. People are still flooding into the city, so we'll wait till that drops a bit. And they need something to be happy about. Then we'll sort out their traffic lights for them. We've got an area painted in here for our alternative housing and commercial. Get some of that organic and local produce in there. Our energy efficient homes. The Green Cities DLC stuff. Again, we do need to make a certain amount of squares to unlock a unique building, so we'll keep working on that slowly but surely. We're going to fit in more industrial where we can. There seems to be an ever-increasing need for that. There always will be when we're making more and more commercial. They do need someone to get them their goods. And they do prefer it a lot of the time if it's made in city, as it were. rather than being imported and brought to them via the cargo lines and then a truck. I've still got plenty of space to work with, so I'll just fill in little bits and bobs as and when we need to. We're getting a touch of demand for residential again, so this isn't quite filled in yet, but can zone a little bit more. We can work our way down, try and bridge the gap all the way down to the train station area. We're getting some commercial down there, some residential up here. Hopefully they can meet in the middle. It's probably over zoning to do the whole block just now, but I'll go for it. I can leave them for a while. Just fill in the gaps in between all in one big motion. Nice and easy. We'll get a few car parks in as well down here. Take up some space next to our train station. Get some parking in for our people who are driving down to see the concerts. I'm listening to the concerts DLC radio stations just now as I'm letting the simulation run. Getting in the mood for the gigs, appreciating the local bands. It's pretty good when you see the concerts, especially when it sort of levels up and the bands are rocking. It's quite something to see. I used the first person perspective and went to see one of the concerts and used the footage for a music video once. It was quite fun. I got to see firsthand the concerts DLC stuff, as though I'd gone to the gig myself. It was quite fun. So yeah, we'll let them come in. I think we'll need to extend this area rather than making separate areas, little patches where we can have our green cities stuff. Just have sort of one big central patch. We'll change the name from Cedar Square to Archie Square. That's my nephew. He can be the sort of little mayor of that place. We'll get some more roads in. Get the network set up so we can get zone in. Work our way down there. We'll leave ourselves some spaces for the larger things like secondary schools. So, speaking of schools, we've leveled up again. That's a boost. So we've unlocked 3 things, and none of them seem like massive schools or whatever, so we should be fine to remember that. I'm going to have a look at that in a minute. Looks like there's power lines here or something getting in our way. Yep, I'm pretty surprised we managed to thread that road in there at all. So we'll get this extended out again. This should hopefully take us to the 5,000 squares we need if we remember to actually put some commercial in here and not just have it full of residential. But it does look interesting, like different neighbourhoods when you've got the 2 different types of housing. I do have the mod to set up districts, and I do have some Chinatown buildings downloaded to make like a Chinatown district. That's like a whole separate mod thing. Might get that turned on when we get to the end. If we can take it beyond the 500,000. Do some sort of focused design. And just aimlessly expanding, focus on new things for the city that we haven't done before. Maybe at that stage we can explore some mods. Like I say, I have got plenty of things that I've downloaded to try but not used in the long term. So we can look at a few of them. There's been plenty of mods made in the last couple of years that I haven't got. I've sort of got used to playing the game a certain way with the mods that I've got. I'm not very brave in trying new tech things. It's a wonder I've ever got into trying out the mods at all. I knew this space would come in handy for more industrial later. There seems to be a constant need for a little bit of industrial, so I'll keep trying to feed it. There seems to be a lot of death icons, dead bodies waiting for transport. We can maybe try and fit in another cemetery nearby, or at least if we don't have space, try and fit in a crematorium. It's much smaller. It's another option for picking up the dead bodies. I'm gonna have to destroy these buildings, I think, either which way, to fit in our academic stuff. It's not going to fit down here, unfortunately. So I think it's just a couple more white buildings. The commercial needs to go. But yeah, you often get these things in Death Wave where you have lots of people move in at the same time, then they all die at the same time, and all the hearses are overwhelmed. So try and back them up with some services. Also happens when one of the graveyards is emptying and all its hearses are in use. Taking the bodies to another cemetery to put there, or a crematorium. So we'll try and give them some relief. Pop in a few crematoriums here and there. Where we've got room, maybe a few cemeteries. Obviously the crematoriums are easy to fit in, so wherever we can see that there's dead bodies waiting for transit, we can try and better cover that area. Sometimes happens, you fall behind at a service, you forget all about something. There's so many things added to the game, so many things you've got to sort of keep on top of. But yeah, death care is one of them. So I'll try and pop in a few of these things where we can. Help spread out the load a bit. And get more hearses generally on our streets. There certainly seems to be a demand for them. Yeah, it looks like a couple of our cemeteries are full up and they'll be emptying out. That's probably the cause of it. Sure, that should be enough to keep them covered, even if everybody's just mainly using the crematoriums. Maybe fit in one more over here. So there seems to be a lot of problems there, so hopefully that'll sort it. Can maybe get one in down here somewhere as well, since this area isn't covered. I don't think we've got fire service in here either. Check for fire and police and things down here. Standard services. No, we don't have any fire coverage down here. That's not much use. We'll go with the big station. I don't think we've put a station in up here for a while, so we'll get another one in here. Cover our new guys. Make sure their houses don't burn down not long after moving in. Getting towards the 270,000 sort of area. Working towards halfway towards 300k. See how far we can go. I think we're starting to run out of space to pop in more industrial. Still got some space along here. Don't know if we need to leave any space for any more timber industry. We just have generic industry coming down here. That might be slightly too close to this residential over here. We'll have to see. I don't know how much the roads soak up the pollution. Maybe come further back on this side. Can always delete a bit of industrial if we need to, or switch it over to something else. Come back a safer distance. This commercial is always complaining. They've never really been staffed properly, so change your minds and switch this all over to industrial. At least they won't have stocking problems if they can get past their staffing issues. Then we can maybe get some more residential along this back road. Maybe give ourselves a little bit more of a gap. Give ourselves a touch more commercial. And then we can have residential down the rest of the road. That'll sort of finish off this area. Because we're only using the 25 squares, we're not going to unlock that square off to that side, so we don't need to worry about leaving spaces for roads going off that way. Our neighbourhood here is pretty much done, pretty much filled in. Get a cargo terminal in here. Get it hooked up. This will help get the standard cargo from our standard industry down the rails along with all our specialist stuff from the industrial areas on the outskirts of town right into the middle here. This is where a lot of the shops are going to be, so they need as many connections as possible to keep them well fed with stock. Get this bit covered, this little gap covered with water. If I've planned it right, it should fit perfectly, just for 2 pipes. Nice and satisfying when you keep everything straight. Just like the roads, I like to keep the pipes like this as well. Aha, perfect. Super satisfying. Get the budget turned back up to 100. Get full coverage. Don't think we need to short anybody. We're well in the green now, so expand out into this area a little bit. We can get our road come all the way down here. Then we can get bridges up and over the highway and then under the train track. We've got enough space here to come out by 1 unit to go up, but with the bigger roundabout we're going to have to take that off, so we've got enough space to come out if we can find the right node. I want to come all the way up to the edge as always and have the same right on the edge on the other side, and then down by 1 unit if you can find the marker in the trees. I'll try and do the same thing down here. It's not all the way up to the highway, so we'll do the same thing on the opposite side, so at least it's even, symmetrical. And again we'll come down by 1, come under the train track, get connected up. Get a medium road running parallel to the highway. It's pretty much straight enough for me. Don't think we can connect the line from the Floof district across, it's going to be too dodgy an angle. It's as close as those 2 areas are going to get. We extend our roads out here. Get this backbone set up in this area. Then we could maybe get another cargo terminal set up here. So we've got a normal train station, but maybe get another cargo terminal over here, since we've got more industrial planned. Same with over on the other side. We'll have to make sure they've got good access to the cargo train network. That'll help us get the goods from these outskirt areas, as it were, up against the edges, right into the centre. Just need a couple more medium roads. Yeah, I'd like to get these areas connected up a little bit more. Get a couple of extra roads in. We can do a bit of zoning. Then we can get rid of those underground power lines and finish that road. So let them come in a bit more. Almost at the 270,000 sort of episode goals. Well, we've lost 200 people, but the joke's on them because we've already placed the assets, so no luck. They can't take them back. Turn off the traffic lights. Help keep the happiness up. No one likes to be stuck in traffic, so good traffic flow equals good happiness, I think. Certainly some sort of contributing factor. Ugh, the dreaded traffic lights on roundabouts. I hate it. Defo get all them turned off. Straight into the roundabout and able there. We'll go around and get all these that we can find turned off. There's still some that we should have turned off previously in our previous runs of turning off traffic lights. You always tend to find them. This will probably help our farming area work a little bit better. If we get all these lights that we've missed, that'll help all the trucks get around a little bit better. Hopefully that'll translate through to efficiency and better output from them. We've made it to the 270, but our population seems to be hitting a plateau again. Seems to be more people leaving us than joining. Strange, because there's a need for more housing, so we'll get another block set up for them. Getting a need for commercial back up again, so we'll keep working on this area down here. Focus most of it in this area. Hopefully maybe we can get zoning to lead up to the station that's up there, the metro station. That's the only reason we've got these underground power cables there, getting in the way of our finishing our road system here. Maybe we can come down from the top as well with more residential. See who wins the race of zoning, who gets it connected up with power first. Not getting that road in is annoying me. So we'll try and get this connected up sooner rather than later. Population seems to be swinging back up again, so maybe it's just death waves. It's a sign that we're zoning too much at the same time. It's probably about right. So I'm gonna get in another cargo station here, get in some roads and get a cargo station set up, help keep the network going. We're running out of time for today, so we'll leave it here. Come back next time and get everything hooked up and sorted out. Until then, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.